The Hamm 3412 HTP is a padfoot compactor, usually used for compacting things like clays, and it weighs around 12 tonnes. It comes in a Hamm branded box and there's a few specification details printed on the side, but it's unusual because this is a limited edition model of only 300 made, and the box design is a one-off to reflect the Agri Compactor version inside. On pulling out the trays, there's a bag containing a couple of wheels and an axle rod, and there's a small instruction sheet which explains how to fit the extra wheels. Once you've memorised the sheet and eaten it, you can then lift the lid and the model's inside and it's wrapped in some soft paper. That's there to protect the paintwork from the sides of the trays, and it also gives the packaging a nice quality feel. Underneath, the detail is fairly simple, but the hydraulic rams for controlling the steering are visible. The big chunky tyres are nice and they're mounted on good metal wheels. The cab's got a good metal frame and the details inside are nice, and there's also a graphic on the window. Outside the cab there are wipers, mirrors and painted work lights. The curved shape of the engine body is captured really well and the paintwork is of really nice quality. At the rear there's some nice sharp graphics including the Hamm badge. At the front, the padfoot roller is a good piece of modelling. It's all metal and it's well cast. And the roller frame is also a detailed casting, again with some very good graphics applied. This is a CranesEtcTV safety advisory. When using this machine on a hard surface, you may need to provide soft material to give the operator a comfortable ride. We'll start on the test track with the machine just configured with single rear wheels, and it rolls along very nicely in a straight line. The rear wheels are joined on a common axle and the drum rotates very freely. The cylinders work across the pivot point and they're stiff enough to hold any pose you want to set, and the angle that you can achieve is reasonably realistic. The other feature the model offers is the ability to configure it with double rear tyres, and 2 wheels and a long axle rod are supplied for that. But you have to remove the existing wheels first and that's a bit of an effort. And then you need to remove the short axle from the remaining tyre. Fail. Once you've got the pieces separated, you can begin to reassemble the rear axle. And the only thing you have to do is to feed the wheels on in the correct order and also make sure that the tread pattern on the tyres is aligned. The 2 inner wheels have pass-through holes for the axle and the outer wheels have a blanked end. Once you've assembled the last wheel on, you then can just give the whole thing a push and that secures all the wheels in place on the axle. So let's just give it a quick test, and if at this point all the wheels fly off at different angles, you just haven't done it right. As usual, this is a well-made model by NZG. It's a fairly simple model in that it doesn't have too many working features, but it's also an interesting and unusual limited edition. So if you're looking for an unusual earthworks machine, then it's recommended.